Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please make sure to hit that like button. Please make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're watching on Rumble, special thank you. I need to get those Rumble channels up. I need to get that Rumble channel up. So if you can watch on Rumble too, I truly appreciate it. I definitely am working on a new music, working on new projects. I'm working on getting interviews out. So if you love that type of stuff, if you're interested in my music, comment down below. I'll start to put a link in the chat when I hear that you're interested in that. And if you're interested in some interviews, or if you want to be interviewed, please let me know, and I will be sure to reach out to you as well. The next thing I want to talk about is money traps. You know, there's a few rules that I've heard growing up, and I decided to follow them because they just made so much sense to me. And I just realized a few things in my life personally that I thought were more valuable. Right, when you grew up not really having much, and everybody else was showing off the new sneakers that they had, or the nice food that they bought from the store, and all I could do was eat what was given to me and wear what was given to me. You grow up just understanding that, life goes on. And although I didn't have those things, I'm still alive, I'm doing well, and people still talk to me. So there was no reason to have to impress them. Um, but when you grew up different, when you grew up having to have those things, it's a little bit harder for you. It's a little bit tougher for you to break out of that cycle. And I can completely understand that. For me, there was no cycle to break because I just never had it to have it. And some people might say, you know what? I was lucky. I was lucky to not have early on, because all that allowed me to do is to continue to say, you know what? I don't need now, even though I have the means to do so. And I think that has blessed me tremendously. And I think when you all start to shift that mindset to a I don't need this, I don't need that in order to be happy, I think that a lot will start to change for you. So the first money trap is keeping up with the Joneses. This is a big one. In fact, I skipped a few money traps to get straight to the point. Keeping up with the Joneses will keep you rich. A lot of people have never heard that term before. What is keeping up with the Joneses? Well, when you heard about the American dream, they talk about the nice single family house, 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath with the white picket fence. This is the American dream. This is the land of opportunity. Everybody deserves to have that 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath with the white picket fence. This is what we have all dreamed about, right? But you know who your neighbor is? Your neighbor is the Joneses. Yeah, that's the Joneses right across the street. You're just hearing about them for the first time? Okay, well, the Joneses, they not only have the 3 bedroom house, but they have a 2.5 bath. That's right, it's 1 bath more than yours. And you've been using that used car for the last 2 years now, but the Joneses, they got that new 2023 sitting in the driveway. Not just one, but two for the wife and for the husband. And you know what their reason was? They got kids now. Yes, that's right. The Joneses just had a baby. And so they need a brand new car because it's safe. You know what's funny? Here's where my wisdom kicks in. You see, when the Joneses were growing up, the safe brand new car was a 1988 Corolla. And when I was growing up, the safe brand new car was probably something around the 2011, 2008 cars, right? It's so funny that every year the best car is the newest car, and that's also the safest car. I would beg to differ. In fact, I would say that we're all alive today and we all were in an older model car. Am I a liar? Or am I telling the truth? All right? But keeping up with the Joneses is really, we all know what the truth is. But the truth also is that the truth hurts. And you know what the truth is? The truth is that most people, I hope it's not you, but most people will find an excuse for everything. So the Joneses, their excuse was, we're trying to keep the kids safe. So we're not going to drive something from 2017. It has to be 2023. And when 2024 comes, we're going with 2024. That was the Joneses. You say, you know what? We're thinking about having a kid. We don't have a kid yet. But wifey wants the new car. She's like, the Joneses is not better than us. They smile when they get into the driveway now. I don't smile anymore. Before, you were completely okay with the car. But now, everything changed. Now, you're doing Google searches for the newest vehicle. Now you're looking at the new colors. Your car works just fine. You've been driving it for the last 2 years. Nothing's wrong with it. Oil change just happened. Air filter, good to go. But for some reason now, you have to look for new cars. I mean, we've all been there. We've all done that. The newest thing comes out. You're excited. You want to know what it's about. What's so new about it? What's so cool about it? I completely understand. Keeping up with the Joneses made you take out from your savings. You had $20,000 in savings. But in this new car market, a new car costs $45,000. So you just took out a loan for how much? $25,000. That's right. So you depleted all your savings, $20,000 in savings gone. And now you got a loan for $25,000. But that wasn't enough. Your girl need a car too. So you sell both the cars. You get $15,000 back. And you take out another loan for $30,000. Now you all got some 2023 brand new vehicles. You don't even got a kid yet. What did you do it for? Oh yeah, you wanted to be safe. I forgot. Completely forgot. But now when you pull up in the driveway, the Joneses are looking at you and they're like, ooh, that car looks a little better than mine. And you're looking at them like, yeah, I'm not going to say it, but we got some nice cars. And you invite them over. You show them the new car. They come because they don't want to be rude. And what happens? You chat, you socialize for a little bit. They go about their day, you go about yours. You drive your car for a little while. Now you have increased maintenance. You have increased repair costs. You don't want to get into a crash. You're stressed out, you're working longer because you have no money. And you got 2 new bills, 2 cars that are not paid off. I know. Your once life where you were saving money and getting ready to start a family has now become you don't make enough money to start a family. And I wonder why that is. Oh yeah, you were keeping up with the Joneses. That's the number one money trap. The number one money trap is looking at somebody else's life and saying, I must have that right now. But you know what the truth is? Is if you had waited a year, that car would have been $5,000 less. Which means if you had bought a 2023 car just next year in 2024, you would have saved $10,000 because you and your wife would have cut that price by at least $5,000. If you had waited 2 more years, had the baby in 2025, and bought a 2023 car that you deemed safe, it would have been $10,000 less for both of you. And you would have had so much savings that you would have probably bought it outright at that point for both of you after selling your used vehicles. You know what's funny? Is delaying gratification would have helped you get to your goal without having to cough up all that money, and time would have been on your side because you would have actually saved $10,000. Instead, in the first 2 years, you wouldn't have even brought down the principal by $10,000. You know why? Because the banks will get all their interest up front. This is what keeping up with the Joneses gets you. It gets you broke. And being broke is no fun. Being broke is very stressful. Being broke is very tiresome. You see, if you want to be rich, all it takes is budgeting and delaying gratification. This number one money trap is what will keep a lot of people poor. The second money trap is getting into bad debt. What is bad debt? Bad debt is debt that does not pay you. Yep, that's right. If you get a student loan and the career field does not pay more than what it costs to have that student loan in the first 3 years, is bad debt. If you buy anything like a TV with debt on a monthly plan or anything else that does not pay you and bring in money, it is bad debt. But don't forget what I told you about people making wants and excuses for their needs. I heard all the time, everybody who's ever bought an expensive car that they could not afford has told me that they're going to put it on Turo or they're going to start door dashing and doing Uber. Everybody who has ever bought an expensive car has said the same thing to me. Not one person, not two people, not three people, not four people, not five people. I've heard it way too many times from more than 5 different people. So when I tell you something, best believe I've heard it more than once. Best believe you're not the only one and you won't be the last. I will hear it again and again and again. Oh, I'm going to put my car on Turo. Oh, I'm going to put my car on DoorDash. Oh, I'm going to go in Uber. Oh, I make all this money with Walmart. Listen. The truth is you wanted a car that you could not afford. And now you have to work harder because of it. The car is not your life. The car is not your life, okay? Bad debt is never good. I don't care what nobody says. Get you the car that is $800 that you might need to go and repair 2 or 3 times for $2,000 in 1 year. Guess what? Your total cost of ownership was $2,800 that year, not $45,000. I think that you can afford $2,800 a year. I think that you can afford that. I think 2 or 3 days of missed work because of it, although that does impact reliability, if you are actually going to work instead of going on vacation, you can afford that. I think that a lot of people's lives can be get back on track with a little bit of humility. And you know what? That's why I created this video. For those of you who are willing to listen, those of you who are willing to sacrifice, because it's going to take a lot of sacrifice in order to avoid these money traps. It's going to take a lot of humility in order to not fall victim to what everybody else is doing. It's going to take a lot of self-confidence to not feel as though you need to be involved in everything that everybody else is doing and going through. And once you start to recognize that, you know what, I can live my own life and not somebody else's, you'll be just fine. Avoid these money traps and you will be on the quest, on the course to financial freedom at a rapid and speedy pace. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube and on Rumble, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.